Between Lugano in Switzerland and Tirano in Italy, you will find the Bernina Express Bus. The Bernina Express is a famous panoramic train within Switzerland that is operating between Tirano just across the border into Italy to Chur or St. Moritz. From Tirano in Italy you will find trains and it's not too difficult to travel back to Switzerland again by train. However, on the section Tirano-Lugano you will also find the special Bernina Express Bus. And that's what we'll be taking in this video. Join me on this Bernina Express Bus between Tirano and Lugano. Actually the other way around. For now, let's get this video on the road instead of on the track. And let's roll the intro. A couple of days before, I arrived in Lugano by Gotthard Panorama Express that I took from Arth Goldau. Actually, for this video, I was guiding a group tour together with a colleague of mine. I'm working as a travel agent and the company where I'm working for, we are doing some group tours as well. Not that often though, but I do have some freedom to film as well during these tours. Although obviously my first priority is to make sure that the guests are fine and happy. Before we dive further into this, let's take a close look on the railroad map. This map shows, by the way, the maximum speed for all railroad lines. Here is Milan, a big city, and right now we are here in Lugano in Switzerland. The Bernina Express is operating between Tirano, what is right over here in Switzerland, and some trains do terminate in St. Moritz and some others will go to Chur. I'll get back to that in another video. And as you can see, there's not a direct railroad line on this section over here. You can still go to Tirano by train though, although you need to change trains in Monza in Italy. And actually the same route by regional trains is very doable as well, however it might take longer and you need to change trains. Personally, I prefer to travel by train. However, I do have to say, especially over the last year, there were quite some construction works going on the section Monza to Tirano. I think most of this work has been done and there have been some great improvements on the railroad. However, this bus is still a good connection, especially for the people who don't like to change. I think it's a good connection. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on in the video. For now, we start this video and we start this at the railway station of Lugano. This is located in the Swiss canton of Ticino, what is also Italian speaking by the way. And unlike most videos where I will move from the front of the railway station towards the platforms, I'll do this the other way around for this video. So let's head to the railroad tracks where I also arrive by train. And from and to Lugano you find lots of trains. Obviously many regional trains that do serve the direct area around Lugano. And also quite a lot of regional trains are heading into Italy from here. There's at least one train per hour that's heading to Milan, for example, but you also find long distance trains to way deeper into Italy, but also to Germany. The tracks are connected with an underground passage. At the front of the railway station, at the end of the underground passage, you find this funicular to go down or up. Now the way up was obviously more popular. You can also walk down to the city via this tunnel over here. And at the front of the railway station there are lots of bus stops for, well, very regional buses. And if we move on a little bit more to the front, you find this tramway. I didn't took it though, but this is also a kind of a regional tram. Information about departing trains has been given crystal clear and there are lots of screens that will host some information about the trains, also the station maps and some line maps. Typically for Switzerland, there's also a ticket counter and this is located at the front of the railway station at street level. This ticket counter is not just to buy train tickets and to go to for information. You can also buy railway related souvenirs, exchange money, well there's just a whole lot more when it comes to this in Switzerland. I also noticed these stamp things, what are typically for countries like Taiwan or Japan, where you can stamp a kind of book to show where you've been to. And if you want to grab a bite or buy something to drink, you can do that as well, obviously within this railway station. But I think we spent enough time about this railway station, but I really think that railway stations are a big part of the entire travel experience if you're traveling by train, or in this situation bus. The Bernina buses do depart a little bit more at the side of the railway station. For today's journey there were two buses. Luggage can be packed at the luggage stores right under the bus, and because there are 2 buses, there are also carriage numbers. A reservation for these buses is obligated. You can also travel with the use of Interrail, Eurail or a Swiss pass. About the interior, I mean, these are not super fancy buses, they're, well, just standard touring car buses, not even that great to be honest. You will find screens that will host route information. This is actually pretty detailed. I like it for this reason. It's also mentioning the altitude where you're on. There's also an onboard, as they call it, infotainment system. And if you connect your mobile device on that system, you'll get out at a internal website where you can get information about the journey right through your headphones. What is nice, but I didn't use it. For most seats you do find very wobbly tray tables at the seat in front of you can fold out, and these seats are reclinable, although the legroom is not that great, so I didn't test this out. I think you should also be able to put the seats a little bit more aside towards the aisle, but then there won't be a lot of space left at the aisle anymore, so I also did not try that. I hope you like this video so far. If you do so, or if it's a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. And if you'd like to see more trip reports or more sustainable ways of transportation, the main focus for this channel is cross-bordering and or long-distance traveling, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. For now, let's continue with this video. And honestly, I think I told you basically everything I can tell you already about this bus. For me, the main reason to make a video about this bus is I found out there are not that many other videos on the internet about this bus, so why not do this? For now, I'll just show you some views from the bus I had along this route, and while I do this, I'll give some information written on the screen. I'll get back to you at the very end of this video. Here the bus is arriving at the railway station of Tirano. I already featured this briefly in another video 2 years ago, where I took the Bernina Express from Cour to Tirano and from Tirano a regional train to Milan. But I will do that again this time, so stay tuned on the Trainviking YouTube channel to see this again. In that video I'll be taking the Bernina Express from Tirano to Cour. I hope you liked this video. If you did so, or if it's a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. And if you like to see more trip reports of more sustainable ways of transportation, the main focus for this channel is once again long distance and or international traveling, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. Before we really end up this video, one last thing. Once again, thank you for watching. If you're interested in other videos, mainly by train, so not like this by bus, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. Apart from that, you can find videos on this channel, and also in the description of this video on YouTube, you find a link to a map where you can find all videos as well. But then, on a map. See you on the next one.